This is the real action. The pot party. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered and flying high as a kite.
Today we have my friend Thandi here, and she's literally one of the most peaceful people I know. So we're going to be talking about mental health, specifically with regards to the Black community, touching on like really good coping mechanisms with dealing with anxiety, depression, because she helps me every day in my life, and I wouldn't be here without her. So hello friend, what's up?
Hey friend, what's up?
What's cracking?
I don't know how to answer that question, so I'm gonna say nothing much.
What you smoking?
Don't know the strain, unfortunately. You're a dog. I'm just one of those people that have my people.
Do you know they're good people, so you trust them? That's
100. Yes.
So tell the people a little bit about yourself and like your journey with mental health, since that's what we're discussing.
Okay, I am a 24-year-old human being, just doing human things. I don't really assign myself to anything specific. Thank you. I don't assign myself to anything specific right now.
Okay.
I'm just really trying to find my feet in terms of the role that I'm supposed to play in this life.
Right. And how do you go about doing that? How did you go about doing that? Because a lot of people are very
process. Lost in terms of like,
just like
what
they've been following a specific guideline, but like if you'd ask them like by themselves, they wouldn't really know. So you're saying you're just starting to come into that. So what did that process look like for you?
In my experience and in what I've observed, this process always begins in some kind of extreme bout of depression.
Right.
So for most people, it looks like you moving through a really low low, the lowest low you could possibly imagine yourself going through, where you find yourself saying, I've never felt this shitty in my life.
Right.
And then from there, my thinking is like, if you're at the bottom, if you're at the most bottom, you can't go any more bottom. So where else are you gonna go but up?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So for me, the upward motion looked like reading books. I don't want to say the cliche things like meditation and love yourself and journal and blah blah blah, because like it's helpful, it really is, but for someone that is really low and doesn't know where else to go or what else to do, meditation and journaling and shit doesn't really work.
Seems so far-fetched, you can barely get yourself to do much, you know?
Exactly. Yo, when life is shit, like what's journaling gonna help?
Right.
It doesn't.
You're just writing down the problem.
Exactly. Like.
Right.
Exactly.
Like.
Writing down the problem. Yo, I won't lie. I have to give daps to psychedelics.
Okay.
Shrooms in particular. It really helped me. I can't explain the experience. All I can advise is to make sure that you do it intentionally.
Right.
You hear a lot of people say that you should take the shrooms when you're in a good mood, or when you're with the right people or whatever, but as long as you're present and aware in the moment that you're taking it, that's enough.
I think it's important to be with someone when you're doing psychedelics that you actually trust and that you can be yourself with, because you don't want to feel like, hey, like I can't mess around this person.
100. So that is the whole thing behind waking up, is to realize who you actually are and to continuously ask yourself, like every time you sit with yourself in the mirror and say, who are you? You have to, there are going to be layers that you have to like peel off. The minute you're born, you're already placed into this label. Now we're looking at the queer community. The minute you're born, they look at your genitals and they're like, okay, this is a boy. Label. You're already put in a box. A belief
Right.
a way of behavior, a programming
Indoctrination.
without your permission.
Right.
Exactly. No one
No one
asked
asked
you.
you.
It's bad enough that you showed up here. Like I
I didn't-
forgot that I'm here by my permission, right? So I'm showing up and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here, and people are already shoving me into places. Shoving me into places.
Literally, bro.
Exactly, and waking up is needing to get out of those, climbing out of those boxes, and just standing in the room and picking which boxes you like for yourself.
Another quote that came out recently is, "You should audition people to be in your life."
It always is an interview process anyway. The way you perform is always for your benefit and is always for yourself. You don't know it yet. And I think that's part of the problem, is that we're not intentional about our selfish behavior. When you talk to someone, you're resonating with what you like, right? With what, like, even if you are, for example, a people pleaser, you're pleasing that person for yourself because you want to feel better about yourself.
Right.
So as you interview someone, the added layer should be that of acknowledging what part of yourself is resonating with the person that you're talking to.
I wanted to talk about like narcissism again, and the reason I said to narcissism is because, like, I guess I think it applies to like Black history. Read a post, it was literally about like how the Christian God is a narcissist, because he does not give a reason for why you have to do things. You can literally do like whatever the fuck you want to do anytime, and if he tells you to do something, you better fucking do it. I feel like that's a state that humanity has chosen. So it's the state of living in fear. So the state of living in fear has translated into so many cultures. But I think specifically with regards to us, it's really affected us in that, like, our parents have been so traumatized, they've been indoctrinated, and I don't think they can like identify with their true selves anymore. Do you think it's possible? What age do you think is the cutoff? And if you feel like you're being indoctrinated, what are some things you should be looking out for and looking to do to like save your essence?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think it's ever too late, because the thing that happens when you wake up, the process of like finding yourself is not bound to time. It doesn't make sense to say too late or too early or in 3 years or in 1 month. There's this book by Jed McKenna called Enlightenment, the Darndest Thing. And I would recommend it to anyone who would. So this is in answer to the second question, who might think they're indoctrinated, to just read that book. And then any thoughts that come up, note it or explore it and sit with it. Really interrogate everything that comes up as you read that book. It's really weird if you don't understand waking up. If anyone heard what you were saying about the Christian God and got offended, if you read the books that I recommend, you might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but you have to sit through that. Bring up the point. The book talks about enlightenment and how, well, actually, all of the books say that enlightenment can happen. It's a process that can happen in 3 years and in 5 months and in 1 day. And because of that, I don't think that it can. It just doesn't make sense to say that it's too late.
A lot of the videos I've watched say like people who are convicted,
so
they don't like, there's no coming back from that. That's what I've heard.
We're talking about indoctrination and its relation to narcissism.
Right.
Okay, so,
and especially in a state of fear, like using violence. Using intimidation and using all these really negative manipulation tactics to get your way, which is what we've seen the same tactics they use to control us. It's done on smaller scales within cultures and communities.
For sure. Oh, okay. It's me personally,
Yeah.
it comes down to there being something so incredibly special about Black people that something created a system that was specifically designed to continuously suppress us, no matter what. So this indoctrination is more than just Black. It's bigger than Black people. It's about power and how Black people have their actual real life power, real life, and Black men. It's funny because like they're the holders of this behavior, right? This indoctrinated narcissism. They're like
they went through it the most as well.
They're
the violence, like just talking about the torture, and like, I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking the other day as well about how like I don't think there's any other kind of person like a Black person. I mean, a Black man who gets exposed to his torture. Like since we see images and videos of Black men getting tortured, it's a common thing to Google lynching and then just find a dead Black man hanging there on a tree. That's like that's shit that you hold in your body. And it's always there. It's always there all the time. That's a picture of you dead, just casually being shown on the internet. So I think it's never too late if you can like keep loving, but it's difficult to do that when you are living in fear.